187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
E aí, galera? Estamos aqui de volta com ele. Isso mesmo. Ele é a Noire. Não dá pra trocar de roupa ainda não?
Get up of yours anyway. I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
Olha os papos do Roy, velho. Cheio dos negócios esquisitos. Ok, então podemos usar uma roupa nova aqui que a gente não usou ainda, né? Eu sou o cara das roupas, né, velho? Sempre invento essas modas de trocar de roupa todo vídeo, mas faz parte. Essa aqui a gente não usou, então vamos usar ela aqui.
You're behind the wheel.
Essa missão fazia parte da DLC do jogo original, que eles acabaram colocando como conteúdo na versão remasterizada, né?
Seem distracted.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Chegamos aqui na cena do crime. Minha voz tá meio pai, hein?
Second floor. Apartment 6. In the back.
Thanks.
O policial ali parecendo que não tá muito animado, né? Tá fumando o cigarrinho dele de boa. E eu tô ligado que a primeira pista está aqui escondida nessa lata de lixo. Você acha que eu não sei não, cara? Aquela seringuinha de morfina.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
Essa pista aqui eles falam pra gente dar uma analisada nela na próxima cena lá em cima. Só que é algo que eu só fui perceber mesmo, que eu só fui achar na segunda, terceira vez que eu joguei o jogo, né? São coisas que você vai pegando à medida que você vai jogando o jogo várias vezes, os macetinhos, né?
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here.
Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Mano, esses palpites do Galloway nunca são certeiros, né, velho? O cara sempre erra. Já repararam isso? Então tá aqui a vítima. A mocinha aqui.
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
Pelo menos ela não foi deixada nua, né?
Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
É, tem uma mancha roxa feia no pescoço da menina. E nos braços também, ó. Parece que ela foi mordida.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire.
Um anel de safira negra, né? Sei lá se existe safira negra mesmo, se safira é só azul.
bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
It spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
The morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Então, pelo que o Mal falou, a menina não morreu afogada, né? Ela foi assassinada e os caras colocaram ela dentro da banheira para poder fingir que ela morreu de afogamento. Não é isso que eu quero olhar, não. Eu quero olhar as pílulas aqui, velho. Não dá pra olhar, não? Ah, então beleza. Essa pista aqui não tem relevância. Tá lá o Roy conversando com a tia ali.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Casaco de tiozão. Nossa, minha voz tá detonada, hein, velho.
Looks like barbiturates.
Vou ver se eu faço uma pausa ali pra tomar um xarope, porque a coisa tá feia. Esse clima frio é foda, velho. É só o tempo mudar que eu pego uns resfriados esquisitos aí.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Olha o barulhinho. Tá aqui os barbitúricos da mulher.
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Benzedrina, né? Benzedrina é pra fazer a pessoa ficar mais ligadona, né? E os barbitúricos pra poder fazer dormir. Então ela tava com uma overdose aí cabulosa de remédios pra poder aguentar, segurar as pontas durante o dia. Temos aqui também uns porta-retratos da mulher. Sai da frente, Roy! Sai! Sai!
There's been a modeling assignment.
A moça era modelo então, né? Mensagem aqui no fundo.
It's a place to start.
Ok, temos então pelo visto o local onde ela fazia trabalho como modelo, né?
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Ver se tem alguma coisa aqui no fundo também da foto, não. Eu acho que só vai ter mensagem nessa foto do meio que a gente acabou de olhar, mas mesmo assim não custa nada confirmar, né?
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Também não tem nada, ok. Acho que agora acabaram as pistas. Então podemos conversar com a tiazinha aqui, a moça que trabalha na casa aqui.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Mr. Henderson, talvez seja o cara lá do dono da jaqueta que a gente achou no quarto, né? Vamos descobrir.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Ah, tia.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
O que será que a gente pode usar, hein? As pílulas para combater depressão, os barbitúricos, né?
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star. A princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Paga sim, cara. Então a menina tava ostentando roupas e joias o tempo todo, né? Gostava de viver uma vida de princesa. Parecendo um filme da Disney isso aí.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
Pô, mas eu acho meio esquisito a mulher mentir com um negócio tão bobo, tá ligado? Tipo assim,
Who owns the smoking jacket?
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand. That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry. I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
mandou bem, hein, filha?
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
I think our work is done here.
Ok, então vamos sair para o próximo destino.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
Ó, Phelps, mano. Manda chuva mesmo, hein?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm a Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Phelps podia correr um pouquinho mais rápido, né, velho? Engraçado que aqui na rua... Ah, agora sim ele começou a correr mais rápido. Estranho.
Can you drive to this one?
Do we know where we're going?
Primeiro vamos lá pra loja de modelo onde a mulher trabalhava, né? Depois a gente vai pro escritório do Dr. Stoneman, do médico.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Galera agarrando o trânsito aí, velho. Parecendo o cotidiano das grandes cidades brasileiras. Mas enfim, o Roy tem sempre alguma coisa pra cutucar todo mundo, né, velho? O cara implica até com o Phelps, mano. Até doido. Falando que o Gallo é um bêbado lá, que era chamou o Bukowski de puxa-saco, né? Alguma coisa assim. E ele é gente boa pra caramba, né? Ele é o cara mais gente fina que tem no jogo. Detetive mais honesto de todos. Me engana que eu gosto, viu? Ó, as mulheres aí de olho no vestido. Simbora.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Ok, uma resposta franca, finalmente.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Então a Julia chamava atenção.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Phelps usando o pretexto aí para poder dar uma olhada no anel, né? Não é bobo nem nada. Tá relacionando isso com aquele outro anel que ele viu.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Com o anel de safira que a gente achou, né?
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Ok, então tem esse array de pessoas de interesse também.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
A atuação bem meia boca aí dessa menina, hein, velho? Eu achei meio paia. No geral, as atuações do jogo são muito boas, mas essa aí eu achei paia.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
All right, where to?
Cara crítico, né, velho, do jogo, que esse cara.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Eu acho doido esse barulhinho de máquina de datilografar que eles colocaram na hora de identificar o horário e a cena onde a gente está, né? O local onde a gente está. Bem para poder combinar com o estilo do jogo, né? Com um jogo mais antigão e tal. Jogo de época, vamos dizer assim. Ok, então vamos pegar o Elevator. Para poder começar com o Dr. Stoneman, né? O médico da Julia. Tava prescrevendo para ela aqueles...
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
505, tá ali na frente, deu para ver já.
Here, Stoneman, Office 505.
Bem aqui na porta, maçaneta dourada aqui, ó. Lá de longe deu para ver.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
O Roy sempre educado, né? E aí, fera, vamos atrapalhar essa consulta aí.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Qual é que é, filho? Vai encarar? O que é? Qual é que é? Hã? Seu malo sem alça. Olá, doutor.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
É, tá esquisito, hein, filho? Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa falando sobre isto. Ah, aqui, ó. Acho que o jogo se passa no final, no meio de 47. Então ela né, foi paciente do médico aí por pelo menos um ano.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Claro, cara, eu sou um Illuminati aqui, ó. Eu sei de tudo que acontece nesta bagaça.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine.
It's not illegal, detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Deixa eu ver. Tá falando mentira, né? Pelo que eu tô percebendo. Eu acho que não tem nenhuma prova sobre isso, não.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Ok, temos que usar o telefone agora. Como eu sou muito folgado, vou usar aqui mesmo.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Olha o doutor com a caneta no ar, ó, fingindo que tá escrevendo, vocês estão vendo? Vambora, então. Vazado aqui. Pode voltar lá para sua consulta, seu cri-cri. Para onde vamos agora? Para o necrotério, né? Começar com o Mal, Drauzio Varela. Dessa vez o Roy ficou calado. Ele sempre tem um comentário cutucando alguém.
The old boy is lying.
Agora sim.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of your own patient.
É, realmente. Pareceu aliviado mesmo. O médico pareceu aliviado quando escutou a notícia da morte da Julia, né? Ele não pareceu ter ficado chateado assim não, cara.
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Tá ali a Julia, o corpo dela já pronto para o enterro. Sei lá se está pronto para o enterro, mas pelo menos está sendo analisada ali pelo querido Mal. Onde é que é a entrada dessa bagaça? Aqui na esquerda, né?
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
Manda bala, filho.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Credo, olha só. Parece aqueles infectados do The Last of Us, cara. Jogaço por sinal, hein? Tá, e a mina com os olhos virados, das dorgas. O que é isso aqui? Uma gaita? Sim!
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mel. Thanks for the lead.
O Roy é mala sem alça demais, né, velho? O cara fica enchendo o saco do Carruthers durante a conversa toda. Olha, o necrotério é do lado da estação policial, olha só que beleza. Então agora a gente vai entrevistar o Henry Arnett, que é o marido ou namorado daquela menina que tá trabalhando na loja de modelo. Ele tá... Aqui está ele, então vamos lá.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Deixa eu ver isso aqui. Alguma revelação a respeito? Acho que não.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Ah, então ele namorava com a Julia, né? Antes de ter se envolvido com a Heather.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Já era em São Francisco, mas São Francisco fica no oeste, né? Então, não faz sentido o que ele falou.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Mouthpiece store strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
You're some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. The Fighting Sixth.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
Esse Henry fez teatro no net, hein, velho? Mente mal pra caramba.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Uma coisa que eu não comentei é que eu achei legal o Bukowski tá fazendo parceria agora com o Gallagher. Os dois estão juntos agora.
He's in that car at the lights.
No departamento de homicídio. Agora perseguição. Vamos atrás agora do Henry. Por que eu tô falando baixo, hein, velho? É aquela velha mania de jogador de entrar no clima do jogo, tá ligado? Espero que ele não fique dando volta no quarteirão igual esses caras. Não vou chegar muito perto também não pra não assustar ele. Se bem que esse carro conversível aqui fica... Ô, sai da frente, pô! Mano, os caras não gostam de abacar no meu caminho. Com esse carro aqui conversível com o capô aberto, fica fácil... Capô não, teto aberto, né? Fica fácil ver os dois dentro do carro, fraga. Vamos chegando aqui mais perto. É facinho perseguir esses caras nesse jogo, cara. Tipo assim, é só ficar esperto nas perseguições a pé, né? Pra quando o cara começar a olhar pra trás, você tá escondido. Eles não olham pra trás com muita frequência. De vez em quando, só uma vez ou outra. Aí às vezes eles param também. Eles param, vão dar sinal de que vão olhar pra trás. Aí fica fácil de saber quando se esconder também, tá ligado? E nas perseguições de veículo, é só manter uma distância razoável, distância mediana, que tá tudo certo também. E o jogo também facilita as coisas que ele... Opa! O jogo também facilita as coisas mostrando quando é que a gente tá fazendo algo suspeito, né? Igual agora que eu bati nos carros ali. Que é o carrinho que a gente tá perseguindo fica piscando em vermelho, como dá pra ver no minimapa. E aí, cara, onde é que você vai parar, hein? Onde estamos? Aonde estamos indo? Espero que essa musiquinha do jogo me dê flag, né? Porque o YouTube agora tá com a mania de tirar os vídeos do ar por infração de direitos autorais dessas musiquinhas. Até musiquinha dentro do próprio jogo, igual essa aí, tá dando problema pros youtubers, tá ligado? Tem época que o YouTube fica mais chatinho mesmo com essas coisas. Por que o jogo tá me falando isso aí, velho? Eu já sei dessas paradas. Agora o cara chegou no local aí. Carinha de tranquilão dele. E essa corridinha aí, velho? Tá parecendo um bonecão de posto.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Ok, vamos esconder aqui atrás dessa árvore. Não precisamos nem usar o botão de cover não, é só ficar aqui, ó, fora da linha. Tá difícil, hein? Fora da linha de visão dele que tá tudo certo. Manter uma distância segura também. Acho que ele vai parar bem ali na esquina para poder olhar para trás. Sai. Quase, hein? O cara tava olhando ali pra trás, vocês viram? Vou atravessar a rua ali, ó. Podia ser atropelado, né, velho? Um desses carros aí acelerar em cima dele. Essa ideia. Escolher aqui atrás do bondinho. Lembro que outra vez que eu joguei esse jogo, esse bondinho passou. Opa! Que isso, bicho? Pega o chapéu aí, Phelps. Sem morrer, cara. Falta de respeito aqui com o pedestre que tá atravessando no meio da rua. Sem nenhum perigo. O que eu tava comentando? Ah, da outra vez aquele bondinho ali passou também naquele mesmo lugar. Então acho que era scriptado pra acontecer de novo, tá ligado? Esse bondinho passar no lugar nessa hora aí. O cara entrou no bequinho aqui. Esse bequinho aqui não, no próximo, né? Vou devagarzinho aqui pra não levantar muita suspeita. Cadê ele? Tá ali, ó. Olhando pra trás. Acho que ele vai entrar nesse lugar aqui.
Gotta get closer.
Bem. Essa lojinha aqui de agência de viagem, né? Casalzinho feliz.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
Cara, tamo no pé então pra cidade do México, hein?
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket for Mexico City, tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Ok, então é tipo uma... como se fosse um casezinho, né? Pra guardar coisa, sei lá. Tá bom, e agora o que vai rolar? Temos que dar um telefonema ali. Bem longinho o telefone, podia ser um pouquinho mais perto, né? Atravessar a rua aqui pra usar a cabine então.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thank you.
Ok, então temos dois destinos aí possíveis. Primeiro voltar para a estação policial que tem alguma pista lá sobre o caso. E também temos o paradeiro desse Jimmy LeBlanc aí. Que nós vamos averiguar agora.
You know the way. You can drive.
Where are we going?
Ela pra lá, Roy.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Ok, já chegamos no meio da perseguição, mano.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Corre aí, Wallace. Tem uns caras fugindo aqui, provavelmente algum assalto, algum assassinato, sei lá o que aconteceu. O cara vai passar bem aqui. Já tava morto, né? Tirei no cara morto sem querer, não sei pra quê. Eles estão aqui escondidos no meio do canteiro aqui de obras. Põe a cabeça aí, cara. Vai tomar a bala no pé da orelha. Vem, vem. O cara não morre não, mano. No bracinho, cara, na mãozinha. Com a mão no saco ali. Joelho, sei lá. Falta só mais esse aqui. Tá escondidinho aqui atrás do negócio aqui, ó. Põe a cabecinha também.
Stay down.
Headshot. Que isso, olha como o cara morreu, vocês viram a pose dele?
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Ok, então o Alice deu os dados pra gente desse parceiro do Jimmy LeBlanc aí, que provavelmente foram os dois que mataram a Julia, né? Que era um cara fortão.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Bora pra estação então olhar as pistas lá que o Bukowski deu pra gente.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of it.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Tá, temos que achar então... Aqui, ó. O negócio de Fabergé aqui que a gente pegou.
Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Beverly Evestrom.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Tem mais alguma coisa que pertence a ela aqui?
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Mrs. Cohen? Será que é o Mickey Cohen, velho? O cara roubou o anel dos caras da máfia? Tá parecendo, hein? Tem mais alguma coisa aqui de interesse? Acho que não. Então agora a gente vai pra essa residência aí de onde os caras roubaram as joias.
You're behind the wheel.
Do we know where we're going?
Tem cara de ser uma mansão, cara. Pelo que eu vi ali do preço das joias, cara. O que foi roubado também. Só coisa cara.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps. Nice house.
É uma mansão mesmo, cara, olha. Ostentação, mané. Tem até governanta, olha só que trem chique.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
Que isso? Eu tô com um sorriso.
Eavestrom. How
Bizarro.
may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Eu queria um whiskyzinho nessa hora também, cara. Bateu uma vontade aqui. Vovozinha, mano. Ricaça.
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Opa, mas ele deu uma titubeada aí na hora de falar o preço, hein? E o Roy também falou pra gente que o cara lá da loja de penhores disse que o negócio valia $10 mil, né? Então, tá mentindo.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
Essa mulher parece aquela bruxa daquele filme da Disney, velho. Tá ligado? Cadê? Aqui.
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother.
All right, cara.
Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Reparem no detalhe do gelo no copo do Roy, cara. Quando ele tava bebendo, parecia uns tofu, tá ligado? Umas pedras de marshmallow. Onde é que a gente tem que ir agora? No apartamento do Henry, né? E, pelo visto, a mulher dele não tava nem sabendo que ele tava envolvido em falcatrua, não, cara. Então coincidiu a gente descobrir que essa Eastrom, essa tiazinha, era a mãe da menina.
Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
Put a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
É, cara, o Roy tem razão nessa parte. Eu tenho que concordar com ele. A menina é muito cega, velho. Como assim ela não percebeu que os caras estavam cheios das falcatruas? Esse Henderson aí, né, que é o cara lá da jaqueta de tiozão. O próprio Henry também, o noivo dela. Eu só não teria falado da maneira que ele falou, né? Chamando a menina de... sei lá, o que foi que falou? Patsy, né? Deve ser lerda, sonsa, alguma coisa assim. Mas... menino Roy tem um ponto. Olha lá. Plaquinha de Hollywood. Bela vista, hein, cara? Belo cenário aqui. Digno de thumbnail. Tá pra não bater o carrinho aqui, pra não dar dano nos camaradas. Uma coisa que eu acho muito legal de gravar vídeos é a parte de fazer thumbnail, cara. Geralmente eu edito algumas coisas assim no Photoshop e tal. Mas no geral não me dá muito trabalho não, porque à medida que eu vou jogando o jogo eu vou tendo umas ideias assim legais de thumbnail pra poder fazer, fraga. Geralmente eu faço as thumbnails que combinem com o título do vídeo em si e com a missão também, né, com o conteúdo do vídeo. Por exemplo, nos vídeos passados aí eu fiz um trocadilho com a fábrica de sopa lá, que eu achei legal a parte da excursão, achei que foi um ponto marcante no jogo e por aí vai, fraga. Eu não tenho muitas manhas de mexer com Photoshop nem nada, nunca fiz nenhum curso não. As coisas que eu sei sobre o Photoshop eu fui aprendendo sozinho, tá ligado? Mas beleza. Olha aqui mais um belo... esse lugar é longe pra caramba, hein, mano. Eu ia falar mais um belo boulevard aqui na região da cidade. Não vou usar a sirene não, cara. Esse barulho é muito chato, essa sirene, Roy. Sai fora. Aqui nessa região da cidade é cheio desses boulevards, né? Dessas palmeiras, desses coqueiros aí, sei lá o que é isso. Se é palmeira, se é coqueiro. É longe pra caramba que é o apartamento do cara, hein. Finalmente estamos chegando aqui. Deu um bom diálogo aqui esse pedaço do vídeo. Bora.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Troféuzinho aí. Sei lá que troféu foi esse.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Acho que já sei, sim.
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Acho que esse troféu é pra trazer a mulher até esse lugar aqui sem bater o carro nenhuma vez. Tá ligado?
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
É, vai ficar mais esquisito agora, você vai ver. Ó, o cara puxando a mulher pelo braço, velho. Qual que é a necessidade? Eita. Nocaute, hein?
Stop! LAPD! Cole, this guy's our case. Go on, put your
O
hands
cara
in
meter
the
bala no suspeito, mano. Só segurar o botãozinho pra baixo, na lógica pra baixo, que ele desce sozinho, tá ligado? Só nesse cara que tem que segurar o R2 pra poder dar essa deslizada mais rápido. Mais uma perseguiçãozinha. Vamos brincar de equilibrista aqui agora. A gente podia poder, pelo menos, aprender o cara usando aquela mira do revólver, né, velho? Ih, tá na cara que o Phelps vai tomar na cara aqui, quer ver? Se liga. De novo, mano, toda vez é a mesma coisa, velho. Os caras escondem na esquininha e o Phelps toma um socão na cabeça.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Phelps aí se recuperando da traulitada que ele tomou. Vamos ver o que tem dessa mala aqui. Tá aqui a passagem pro México, ó, que ele comprou na lojinha lá.
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her?
Ia dar no pé sem avisar a mulher, com certeza. Um reloginho aqui, ostentação também.
Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
Ah, mentiroso. Esse relógio aqui é de riquinho. Pra época era um... devia valer uma grana preta mesmo, hein? Uma mina com as pernas abertas, velho.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Deixa eu ver se tem alguma prova aqui a respeito disso. Que tal a lista de contrabando, hein?
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, detective?
Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa falando sobre ele aqui nesta bagaça. Que tal o anel que a mina ganhou, hein? O anel preto de safira. Será que vai valer? Anel preto não, o dela é o branco, né, velho? Cadê? Esse aqui, né?
I thought as much. Shouldn't you be calling me an ambulance or something?
Ah, vai se ferrar também.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was going to create a new gang.
Tá mentindo também, deixa eu ver se fala alguma coisinha aqui sobre isto. Pô, tá foda, hein, velho? Acho que não, viu? Vou tentar um negócio aqui, quer ver?
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
Por que ele ia precisar correr? Deixa eu ver. Tá foda, hein, velho. Esse ticket de trem aqui, será que vai servir?
Have you told Miss Swanson that you're leaving for Mexico City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Henry? Tell me it isn't true.
I had no choice. I wanted to marry Heather. I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face. I had to pay Willie and Jimmy a fortune to do her, and now I'm completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
E aí, pô. Conseguindo fazer o cara confessar a participação dele no assassinato aí também.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
Não mantém a lista, mas eu mantenho, cara. Tá aqui a listinha aqui, ó. Lista de contrabando.
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Ah, então temos aí a revelação.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Então descobrimos que o Dr. Stoneman, na verdade, é esse Henderson aí, né? Ou vice-versa, no caso. Ele também estava envolvido nesse esquema aí de roubo de joias, cara. Ele dava as festas, né? E os outros caras iam lá e roubavam. Que isso? Quase o cara foi atropelado. E os outros caras roubavam as joias dos ricaços.
Can you drive to this one?
All right, where to?
Essa missão tá bem longuinha, cara. Tô vendo que tem 1 hora de vídeo já praticamente. Acho que é uma das missões maiores do jogo essa daqui.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
Ok, chegamos aqui no consultório do médico. Mais uma vez, fazendo o mesmo caminho, subindo o elevadorzinho. É no 5º andar, né? Não faz diferença aqui porque o Fernando automaticamente aperta o botão que é sempre o mesmo. É scriptado.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
Já aperta o burão. Burão é ótimo. Botão direto no lugar certo onde a gente tem que ir, né?
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
Vou pegar a reação dele.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, doctor.
Surpresa, hein? Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Mais uma desilusão amorosa no jogo. Clássico do romantismo.
Practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see No one. Not my wife, or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Vixe.
Didn't see that coming.
É, mano. Não aguentou pressão não, o médico, hein? Um momento muito triste. Ó, a mina tá chateadíssima aqui, ó. Chorando. Acocorada aqui no canto.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
Willie the Wolf.
We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
Vambora então, né? Achamos aí o paradeiro do outro assassino da Julia, o lutador lá, o fortão. Vamos atrás. É aquele cara que deu aquela porrada na cabeça do Phelps, né?
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Ok, então nos resta agora o apartamento desse Willie. Ó, foi direto já, nem precisou cortar a cena, não teve load nem nada. Meio raro isso acontecer, hein?
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
Então, o mesmo cara que tava tocando a gaita.
Playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well.
Ó, dá pra ouvir.
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Dá pra ouvir a gaita, tá vendo? Aí está o cidadão.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Pô, mano, eu tinha dado um tiro na perna do cara há muito tempo, velho. Dá pra pegar o cedo aqui? Vamos lá, Roy. Não vai chutar minha cara igual os outros caras fazem não, hein, velho. A gente é parceiro, velho. Não dá pra pegar o cara dali que tem aquela barreira protegendo. Como se fosse um headshot, né? Mas agora já era. Ó o baldinho aí sendo chutado. O cara foi lá pra cima. Essa quebra aí tá meio esquisita, hein, mano. Olha isso, velho. Me confundi todo aqui. Cadê o camarada? Ó, achei que tinha um cano ali, mas pra cá. Alright. Por que você não subiu, mano? Não precisa me esperar não, cara. Cadê o camarada? Aqui do lado.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
Morra, morra! Na cabecinha, ó, na cabecinha. Não foi não. Esse, velho, o cara é imortal, mano. Tomou 10 tiros nas costas, já não morre. Que isso, mano? O cara é feito de adamante, não é possível, velho.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Eu acho que era porque tava scriptado pra gente conseguir acertar o cara só quando ele chegasse lá na plataforma, tá ligado? Beleza! Mais uma missão finalizada. Erramos 2 perguntas, mas ok, é isso aí. A gente se vê no próximo vídeo então, espero que vocês tenham curtido. Deixem um like aí, caso vocês tenham curtido, e até o próximo vídeo!